Hey, you guys.
Yay!
It is Lacey. It's your good friends, Lacey and Amber here. We are coming to you live with some crazy stats that we just started to pull together today, thanks to this big brain next to me. Good Lord. I feel so smart when you're around me. You know this, right?
Oh, geez. Come on. We make each other smart.
Okay,
right?
fine. It's fine. You could just say you feel more beautiful when I'm around you, and I'll say,
I do that too.
I feel beautiful too. Anyway, my name is Lacey McCarty. I'm your Las Vegas bestie, your Las Vegas realtor, your Las Vegas lifestyle expert. This is Amber Coleman from Guild Mortgage. She is one of the top 200 lenders in the nation. Let me just say that. I love saying it so much. Because I'm a bragger. I'm a hype woman. One of the top 200 lenders in the nation, but also like the wizard of loans, the wizard of downtown Summerlin, the gods, the fairies of getting you approved, or at least putting a game plan together for you to buy a home. So I hope you're joining us with a smile on your face, or at least with a pen and paper so you can start to take notes. We are really, really excited about sharing some information. You know, Amber, I know you and I, we get bombarded with a lot of people who send us articles, and we're always looking at the news, things like that about.
But we love
what's going
using
on.
Our brains more, though. Right?
Yeah. Well, here's what happens. We get so much conflicting data. You're like, that's it. We're putting that stuff aside. We're going to decide what is it that's really going on with not only the market, but really what's going to happen in the next few months, because we've had an interesting shift in the last 7 days. Should we talk about that?
Yeah, let's talk about it. It's been exciting.
So I know that since today's Wednesday, January 24th, 2024, and since last Thursday, I've had 67 people individually reach out to me.
That's crazy.
To buy a house, not to think about buying a house, which a lot of you do, and I love it. It's the best. No, these are ready to go. How do I get in touch with Amber? I already have a lender, whatever. And my hair's on fire. I am grateful. I have gratitude beyond measure. We all do. And our team is about to get super busy. We're qualifying everybody and lining them up. But that's 67 people in less than 2 weeks into this new year, or 3 weeks into this new year, tells me exactly what you predicted and we predicted a few months ago. What did we predict, Amber?
That this year is going to be a very nice year for real estate. Houses are going to be moving. It looks like January has kind of fulfilled that, right?
Yes. So far, so good. So some of the things, let's talk about some of the things we look at to just kind of gauge what's going on. And then we're going to jump into the numbers and tell you exactly why you should absolutely not wait to buy a house. And this is a hard sales pitch, but it's got data to back it up. And it's only because we don't want you to miss out. That's the bottom line.
And you know how we love going through the data.
Oh my God. So data. Poor Amber's getting over a cold and the flu. So let's give her a moment. She might be a little quieter.
I missed you guys last week.
Yeah,
yes, the flu had caught me down.
That knocked this girl down. Nothing knocks her down. So Amber, what are some of the things that you look at to kind of gauge what's happening in the market interest wise?
So, as far as the interest rates
No, as far as interest in people buying.
Well, there's a couple things. So there's mortgage apps. So you're going to always look to see because those are released weekly. So you're going to look to see how many people are opening up mortgage applications, because then you know that the more people are getting qualified for houses, the tighter the inventory is going to get out there. You're going to look at the inventory that's out on the markets. And then, you're going to obviously look at the fluctuation of rates.
And also like people calling and reaching out, right? So it's not only just people submitting applications. Those are people who they know they're ready. It's the idea of people wanting to call it to us, the 67, it might be 70. It might be 70 something now by the time
the 67 sounds good though.
It's a great number.
Stick with
and again, so grateful. But with that being said, like we look at how many people are clicking the button. By the way, there's a phone number at the bottom of the screen if you want to text me right now, or you can click the link in the description. We would love to chat with you. It's how many people text us. It's how many people reach out via social media. And it's either they're asking, I want your advice, or I want to move forward. I'm ready to go. And the amount that has shifted from the one side to the other in the last 2 weeks has blown my hair back. It's crazy. So not only are mortgage applications higher, the minute the rates shift, the mortgage applications go up. Am I right?
They do. They follow the rates quite a bit, but also trends per year time, in the year. And right now that trend is the more people that are calling, they're not just checking and asking questions. They're actually filling out applications.
That means they're ready to go.
They're ready to go. They want to start looking. They want to go because they can feel something is happening. So you can feel that it's moving in a greater pace than it has for a while.
And the last time this happened, just so you guys are fully aware, I've been doing this 8 years now, almost 8 years. You've been doing this a couple more years. She started when she was 2. It's fine. The last time this happened wasn't it 2022?
Well, like in January 2023.
Yes.
It was
yes.
even moving like this right now.
I think it was actually mid 2022 till all through January, to all through to mid 2023 or ish, right? So am I wrong about that?
Yeah, probably mid 2023 that's when it started. That's when it's because we were still going through, you know, a little bit of a on the rates and stuff. So yeah.
So, you know, last year was a bit of a slower year for us, but the year prior, the previous year, about 18 months ago, is when we really saw demand, people flying off the fences. Money rates were free. Basically, money was free. Inventory was down, just like we've told you many, many times. The inventory is really limited. So what we saw happen was everyone was scrambling to buy a house. A lot of investors were in town. BlackRock and all these, you know, huge investment groups were in town trying to get their money's worth in terms of buying up a lot of our inventory. So we were left in a really big pickle. So about 2022 is when we started to see a lot of our buyers were getting priced out of the market. We were seeing just exactly what's happening right now. We're seeing rates being at a place that they started to trickle down. People were aware of it. Inventory was also trickling down. So, you know, that's nice that those things are following. But the problem is that then prices skyrocketed and really have not come very much close to down since then. It's not very close to anything I remember. I think we upped almost $100,000 in our average price year over year, right? So all that being said is we're seeing a repeat of history is kind of that long-winded answer and that long-winded scenario. So we want to talk to you guys about what's happening right now. Want to give you that number, that 67 number that's just been less than a week, and it's going to go up from there, and talk through why that's happening and what we think is going to happen because of it. But the real thing I think I'm excited about talking about during this, it's going to all come together in a second, is Amber put on her beautiful brain thinking cap and started really looking at how can we tell people in layman's terms, numbers that are just boom, boom, boom. It's A plus B equals C, that this is what it's going to cost you to wait to buy a house. Because here's the two things. We have people that are, I'm still going to wait. I know when they drop rates, I'll call you again. And then we've got the shift now happening of, oh my God, I better hurry up and buy because people are watching whatever they're watching. So Amber, when you did this today, you put the cap on, tell me what you started to think through, and I can put that thing up on the screen whenever you're ready.
Okay. So the biggest thing when I'm talking to people right now, there's a lot more people coming off the fence, but then I'm hearing some people have a little bit of like resistance. Yeah,
there's this little percentage still reserving themselves off. Right,
because there's all the news is out there, and it's not just the news. The feds have actually said it that they're going to drop rates in 2024. So like it's out there, but they're saying, well, maybe I should just wait until wait until the rates drop. So my question in my head has been for the last week or two has been like, okay, so if rates are going to drop, how much are they going to drop? Because I think people are automatically going back to like COVID rates, like
which free money is not happening again, guys. I hate to break it to you.
I know, like rates are going to go crazy like that. So rates dropping doesn't mean we go back to free money. So like that's kind of where I started thinking about this. Okay, so how much are rates going to drop to then? Really? So then we have to kind of like analyze that and then see where the real savings is. Because truthfully, if it's better for you to wait to the end of the year and everything's pointing to that, we will wait for you. We would be the first to say, because we are always wanting to be the trusted advisor, or always going to be the trusted advisor.
We always say we don't care if you buy now or 10 years from now or never. We just want to be the bird in your ear to help you along with that decision. So we're now the squawking crow in your ear, not the little birdie. We're the squawking crow screaming the reality of what's going on. So here it is. So let me put this on the stage so that you can, or on the screen so that you can see kind of the things we're looking at and talking about. Cool.
Yeah, no, I love it. So this is a comparison of interest rates and where they've gone from 2019 to 2024. And this is where we've seen a lot of difference in the markets. So like if we just kind of remember that average rate right now for 2024, that this was as of January 4th. So they're going to go up and down, but we're just going to use this number when we're doing our calculations just to try to help everybody see where we're at.
So the 6.62 is the number we're going to work with today.
That's the number. Yeah.
As you can see along the bottom of the screen, your actual rate, payment, and costs could be higher. We need you to get a loan estimate. Please know that that's our disclaimer, so we can talk about rates. Okay. It's a big deal if we don't do that. So
good job.
You're welcome. I'm trying to stay on top of it. So we look at rates. So we're going to use that average or whatever that rate is, 6.62. And then we have to look at appreciation.
This was a mind-blowing thing. So because every year we're just looking at Vegas Valley, right? Because nationwide you're going to see different numbers, but Vegas Valley appreciation works so much differently because there's so many jobs here and there's so many people moving in from high tax areas that we don't have state taxes.
So let me talk about this map a minute. First of all, shout out to Misty Tiffany at Chicago Title. If you guys are realtors watching this, please think about working with her. She's amazing. She pulled this information for us in less than 10 minutes. And I'm happy that she did. We're going to zoom in on this map a little bit. But the reason we're showing you first what the rate is that we're going to work with, and then what the appreciation is so you can understand why this is going to cost you more money to wait. This is showing zip code by zip code by zip code around the city, year over year, 2022 December to 2023 December, how much each zip code appreciated in value going up. Now I'm going to zoom in on a couple that almost made me pee my pants.
I know.
Listen, let me hold that back. I might have peed my pants. I'm not going to lie. I might have actually peed my pants. Let me put this back up. But seriously,
don't make me cough.
I know I don't want to make her cough. I genuinely said, "Oh my God," when I saw this.
She did. I was on the other line.
And I might have peed a little, but it's okay. We're going to see this. Here we go. So I'm going to zoom into this next one just to give you an idea. Everybody wants Henderson and Summerlin, Henderson and Summerlin. Let me just show you 3 zip codes. Now there's some that are down, some that are up. 89135 is one of the largest, fastest growing. It's up 23% year over year. That's during a horrible year for the industry because rates got so high, so the buyers slowed down. It still went up 23% in value, 40% in 89144. Let me just, I wish I could zoom in more. This map is a little hard to read, but trust me when I tell you, 89144, right up in that same zone, what we're talking about, what everybody wants. And then you got 89102 up 20%. These are just a few that we called out to showcase to you. This is the things that you need to be looking at. These are the things you need to be looking at when you're deciding what it's going to really cost you. So thankfully, Amber, putting her good old brain on, I don't do math in my head, she did it, came up with a really cool way to break it down for you guys. So let's talk about it, Amber.
Okay, so let's just, for example, let's just say that a house is, and I had to do this math so I can make sense to my brain too.
Yes.
So I know for sure what's best, right?
Yep,
So like, let's just say you're looking at a house that's $350,000 and we're just using today's average. Now, keep in mind, just the disclaimer that Lacey said earlier, that rates fluctuate depending on your file individually and days, times, they fluctuate on a lot of things, but we're going to go off today's average of 6.62%.
Okay.
Right. So then I'm just for the sake of numbers, I did a 20% down so we could take mortgage insurance and all that out of the equation.
Making it clean and easy. We don't assume that you guys have 70 grand saved, but we do have grant programs and free money programs that we can help you take advantage of to build that 70K up if you wanted to do 20% down. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. But this is for the sake of just running numbers, right? So a principal and interest payment, no tax, no insurance, would be $1,791.95.
Okay, this is one scenario we're working.
So this is right now the average. So then let's go to the next really fast. So if let's say, okay, because typically when the feds are going to lower rates, the feds will do it at 0.25% increments, right?
Yep.
So if they say they're going to lower rates 4 times this year, which I've seen that all over the news, right? At 0.25% increments, that's 1%.
Got it.
For the year.
So between now and the end of the year, if the best scenario happens in everybody's eyes, that they're going to the rate will only fall 1 full percent.
1%.
Got it.
If they're going to move it 4 times at 0.25%, because that's the level that they were rising.
Right.
So if they do it, if they lower at the same level, it would be 1%.
Right.
So that would mean our average rate then goes to 5.62%. For the same purchase price, that would put your principal and interest payment at $1,610.95.
Okay. So you're waiting till the end of the year for this full percent to fall. I'm waiting, right? That's the whole point of the cost of waiting. 350,000, just so you guys know, if we're looking at that year over year comparison on appreciation, will not be 350,000 in 1 year. It will likely be 20%, 12%, 40% higher, depending on the zip code you're looking at, right? So let's keep that in mind. Okay. Got it.
Yeah. So, okay, your new payment, if we waited until the end of the year, would be $1,610. This all looks good. So if we subtract that from the payment right now of $1,791, you have $181 difference in your payment each month, right? In a year, that's $2,172 within a year.
Over 12 months, right?
Now, here's the thing that nobody's looking at.
Oh, but we are. Interesting.
Yeah.
Let me just make sure everybody sees it. We're looking at it. We're looking at it.
We
For
are.
you. We're
Yes,
looking
we
at it.
are.
Okay, let's get back
Yes,
to
we
it.
are. So here's the thing that's nobody's looking at. Everybody just wants to apples, right? Rate, right? But we just looked at the appreciation chart.
Mhm.
So the houses always appreciate in value.
Go back and show you that real quick while you're talking. Go
and
ahead.
as rates move down, the houses appreciate more. Remember, there's 4 to 6 million people on the sidelines waiting for rates to go down. So if they tick down 1%, I would just throw an estimated number out there saying a good 10% of those people are going to come off the market.
If we already are seeing the influx right now when the rates have not even really moved that much at all.
Yeah.
There's been moments of it and then it kind of creeps back up. I'm letting you know. First of all, I'm gonna just
wait, go big on this map.
go
really
this right here.
fast.
There we go. There we go. Right here.
So this was in a year appreciation happened where rates went like this.
They went up. And the less buyers on the market, so there was more negotiability.
And they still went up.
Yeah.
So now that rates are going to do like this and move down at least 4 times at 0.25% increments, then prices are more than likely to go this. But let's just go to that one screen so that I could talk
Here we
like
go. Boom, boom.
Okay, so let's just assume in every zip code that we looked at on there, it shows that prices went up more than $10,000.
Yeah. Now,
right?
again, there's some that were down, but the areas that everyone wants, the areas that everybody's asking for, went up.
They went up.
Yeah.
So let's just assume that the house that you want right now in a year from now only goes up $10,000.
Okay. That's not likely, but okay. Sounds
Taking
good.
the difference in a month of what you would have saved, like taking the rate right now versus later, it would take you 4.6 years to make up the difference between buying now and then buying at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I think it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, drop it like it's hot in the comment boxes below because we want to definitely answer your questions. I don't do math in my head, so I actually made her put it in writing so that we can run through this for you guys as well. So the bottom line, though, is everyone, the reason we're doing this for you and the reason we want to walk through it is, it's not one thing or another. It all works together in this melting pot to create the scenario that we're talking about. And Amber's the only person I've seen take a look at it from this angle and say, okay, well, let's just put scenarios together and pretend that if you do this and then you wait 10 months, whatever, that appreciation chart that we showed you, that map really was the final 1-2 punch. We're done. Game over, right? That proves to you guys, even during a hard, slow year of this industry. I'm gonna make sure you people can see me right here. Even in a hard, slow year of this industry where many realtors quit the business. That's how slow it was for a lot of realtors. I'm fortunate. We're grateful that you guys love us and that we got a lot of you that trust us. But it was so bad that we saw a decrease in a lot of the agents that were even available to do this job, right? So with that being said, in a year that's slow, to see 40% increase in value and appreciation, and in some of those areas that are hot and hot to try, the ones that you guys want to live in, the ones that all the great new homes are going into, all this amazing stuff. For her to tell you point blank, it's going to take you almost 5 years to make up for a $10,000 difference. And that $10,000 difference is a very low estimated number of what it's actually going to be. Knowing that we're repeating history just from 18 months ago, 2 years ago, where we saw this exact thing happen. We're genuinely just repeating history. I cannot yell it louder. Am I yelling, by the way? I'm a little bit yelling today.
You're passionate.
I'm very
passionate.
I'm yelling. It's like I'm yelling, but we just want to reiterate to you guys, this is why we are so passionate about this. We are not hard selling. If you don't buy, you don't buy. But I'm telling you, the people who buy now, between now and like end of March, they're going to be the people that you are mad at in about a year and a half. That you go, damn it, I wish it's like those people who bought Yahoo early days stocks or Apple early days stocks. You're going to be looking at them going, I should have freaking bought. So that whole, we're just going to wait or we're going to rent for a year and buy is to me absurd at this moment in time, because you may not be able to get even close to the amount of house in the nice areas you want as you would right now between now and like the spring. And I think throughout the year, you're going to be able to get deals, but it's always going to be, well, this is the deal of today versus, man, I wish I would have bought at the beginning of the year. We know what we're talking about. We're watching it happen. So the indicators that we're using are how many people are reaching out to us, like you guys, how many mortgage applications nationwide, as well as in Nevada, are going through the process. That's huge. That's absolutely huge. And then the other thing we look at is not only appreciation, not only all of that, but what are the new home builders doing? Because they rule the roost and rule the day.
And they're a good one to wait off of.
So what are they doing right now, Amber?
So far in January, not including this week, so at the end of last week, they've sold 739 houses in just this
All
month.
of new builders
So,
in Las
like,
Vegas
in a
just
matter
this
of a
month.
couple.
24 days. In 24 days,
Mhm.
739 houses.
Well, this was actually as of Sunday.
Oh.
So yeah, a couple days less than that. But
Well, I know I sold at least I sold at
houses.
least 3 new homes since then. So let's add a few to that one. So
Yeah.
that being said, you know, that's all new builders. One of the new builders that we saw, so we get to look at traffic, how many people come in and sign in their name, how many people do tours, whatever. But really, how many people put offers through? Tell me about the biggest builder, one of the largest builders.
They sold 59 houses in just 1 week.
Last week.
Their traffic is going crazy right now.
Yeah. So all those new build incentives that you guys want to take advantage of, they're still available because they do pre-purchasing of a lot of those lending lowered rates and stuff. They call them forward commitments. Am I right? Did I say that right? I'm learning, man. I'm learning.
You're getting your mortgage lingo down,
right? So good. So they do forward commitments to where they buy up a chunk of lower rates so that they can dole those out to the clients who they get through and lure them in. So the resale market's also been competing a lot with the new homes market, because as soon as you look at the comparison, a lot of times people are like, well, I'm just going to buy a new house. This is crazy. They're buying my rate down to 4.5%. Are you kidding me? Those are going to dry up really quickly. At that rate, 59 homes in less than a week, or in the last week, from one builder out of however many, add that up, and almost 750 since January 1st in 24 days. Guys, what are we doing here? Like, what else do I need to say? What more should we say? Hello. Do you want me to put this back up so you can just make sure?
And I think that too, just the one thing I wanted to reiterate with this is that buying a house at the beginning of the year right now, while the prices are still, like, we haven't gone through our appreciation of this year yet, right?
Right.
So at the beginning of the year, and then refinancing when the rates go up, you can always redo a rate later. You can never redo the price of the house later.
Yeah.
And the price of the houses, I mean, if we're talking builder, they're consistently going to raise. And a lot of those zip codes that are higher and higher in appreciation, they're heavy builder.
Yeah.
Because they're always going to raise and raise. So buy now, refinance the rate when it's lower.
The other thing I want to remind you of, if you've been watching our channel, first of all, thank you for watching our channel. We love you. If you've been watching for quite some time, I remember very vividly the last time this happened, 18 months, 2 years ago, about 18 months ago, where we were saying, fall in love with what was it?
Date the rate
and marry the house. Date the rate and marry the house. Meaning find the house you love. Don't get upset about the rate right away. You're dating that rate because you can always refinance it later. And that's what we were starting to say when it started to go up, and we were seeing people, pull back and not be able to afford the houses anymore. Just get a house. And the other thing too is, I don't want you to get to a place where we're saying, date the rate and date the house, just get into something and then get out of it later and move on. That's always an option, right? It's always an option to upgrade later. What we don't want you to miss out on is the equity that you could be earning on any house, any condo, any townhome, whatever it is you want to buy, anything. Just for me. So I don't want to get to the place where I'm saying just buy anything so you don't miss out, but we're going to get there pretty quickly. So right now we get to still, in the most beautiful way, say, date the rate and marry the house. So marry that house, fall in love with that house, but then change that rate in and out with this amazing lender who will always take a look at it for you after the fact, right? I love it.
Absolutely. Like,
I'm worn out. I got to take a nap now. And I'm just kidding.
That was a lot of math to go through, but it's important because honestly, I want to be able to walk into the year and know like what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
So to be able to, because this year doesn't feel a lot different than it does, because a lot of people are coming off the fence and a lot of people are moving forward because the houses haven't gone down. But if last year was a year where rates went like this, but still you have appreciation, what's it going to do when rates are doing like this?
Like it's going to do what it did a couple of years ago. The prices go up.
Yeah. I've even heard a video of somebody saying like, that he thinks that if buying the house before the end of February, we're going to look at those people like we did people that bought before during COVID.
That's what I was saying a minute ago. Like that's, I truly believe that as well. I think you can extend that to March, but at this rate, I might have to pull back and say it by the end of February for sure.
When you get 100 calls next week, then
actually my phone is in my pocket and it's been buzzing this entire time. So I'm like, okay, well, looks like we can add from 67 to 79. So anyway, there's no bragging in any of this. This is actually just gratitude, full-blown gratitude. And we don't want to slow this pace down. We want you guys, if you're serious, to freaking start the conversation with us today. Even if you're just thinking about it, we don't care. Even if you're not ready,
run a game plan.
Let's go, right? Let's go. It won't ruin your credit. You can run a soft pull. It's awesome. You don't know what your credit is. I promise you, not when it comes to buying a house. I don't care what systems you pay for, what report you buy. It doesn't matter. Amber's system can take a look at the reality of the situation when it comes to buying a mortgage or getting a mortgage, which is way different than buying a car. Beyond that, just you absolutely don't know what you can afford yet until you run those numbers with her. You don't know what you should do to fix your credit until you talk to her, because what you do might ruin your credit and go the opposite direction. It's happened 100 times. So the unfortunate part is that you got to talk to us. The fortunate part is,
I think that's the fortunate
part is that you got to talk to us. So we're here for you guys. We're super excited. So I'm hoping that you'll share this live stream with anybody that might be thinking about waiting. I think those numbers that we shared, Amber, are incredible. I think the wait, it will take you 5 years, almost 4.5 years, to make up for a $10,000 price difference in the next year. Are you kidding me?
And that's only if it's $10,000.
It won't be.
Based on the appreciation that we've seen in a lot of those zip codes, it far exceeds 10,000.
Absolutely.
So we're being very generous with that.
Yeah. The other thing too is we're going to be doing we're going to be utilizing that awesome appreciation map that we had. Again, thank you, Misty Tiffany from Chicago Title. She's amazing. We're going to be getting more of that kind of data to bring to you guys, and not only to talk about like areas that you could focus on that are still next to the cool areas everybody wants, but whatever, we're going to prove that story that we constantly say to you. Maybe you don't need to be in Summerlin, but maybe Summerlin adjacent. That map completely outlines what we're saying as an opportunity for deals and an opportunity for negotiation. And then the areas that don't appreciate, I don't want you to worry about it, because year over year, it's a rolling thing, but you can absolutely see where people are getting sucked from one place to another, one zip code to another, and you can see the shift around town. So desperately want to just really speak to your heart and just let you know that waiting is just renting a while, waiting, none of that is the right way to go. Please
don't throw away the money. It's precious.
Okay, we're going to answer some questions and we're going to hop off here. Matt Smith, what do you think caused such a large amount of people waiting or wanting to buy? So great question, Matt. As always, looks like you're back from Colorado, buddy. Pretty sure we're supposed to go out for cocktails. So let's go, right? I have a prize. He won a prize, one of our giveaways. Matt, great question. Here's the reality of the situation. The rates have been, skyrocketing up and down over the last year. It made everybody their skin itch and a little bit uncomfortable, mainly because we got so used to free money. We got cavities from that free money.
We do. It was a good sugar high right there.
Holy geez. So what we do believe is happening is that the announcement that was made when it comes to the Fed saying that they're going to drop the rates a couple times this year, it's also a political year. It's an election year.
There's less fear on political years. Yeah. Imagine that, right?
Interesting. We're all like Superman underneath the shirt, So like we're genuinely seeing that, like, things are getting polished up. They're down there with the toothbrush on the grout on the floor, trying to get things ready for that election. And so wanting to make things look good. So while that's happening, people are seeing it. They're reading the news. They're watching what's happening. And a lot of people are kind of like maybe seeing the light, which is like, oh my God, I don't want to wait. That's at least every person that reached out to me. I was going to wait. I had someone today. I just introduced you today. They were going to wait. They were going to just wait till they get their jobs lined up and all that. And then they finally said, no, we're going to buy it as a second home. And then we'll figure out our jobs and moving and stuff later. We don't want to miss this opportunity. And they're smart. They're doing it right.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely.
Great question. Good question. JF says, what's the hey, Lacey and Amber, what's the difference between a condo hotel and a timeshare?
Oh, that is a great question. Well, condo hotels are there. I mean, you can do nightly rentals on them. So like you can rent them out for short periods of time.
You own it. That's the difference. You actually own the property.
Oh, that's true. Like timeshare. I wasn't even comparing it to timeshare in my head. See, I'm still running slow now.
This poor girl. She's been doing math all morning. I've been listening to math. I got a headache. I'm just kidding. You own it. That's number one. Both can be rented out. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I could tell
you can rent out because I don't know a lot of rules about the timeshare.
Timeshares is you own time at this place that you share with others.
I guess you could rent those. Yeah.
Timeshare. You could probably co-op them out. I don't know. But with a condo hotel, you own it. You own the condo, and then you can do what a timeshare would do. But you don't sell weeks at a time. You're selling one night at a time. So it's like an Airbnb kind of. You own an Airbnb that's legal. Didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I definitely meant to cut you off. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. Sammy Bowen said, Sammy. All right. Sammy says, from personal experience, Lacey and Amber are truly the best to work with. No matter, this looks like I planted this. Oh my God.
Sammy.
No matter the obstacles or the questions, they are the most genuine, understanding, and on your side, ladies in the biz.
Girl, thanks, girlie.
Take you to dinner. What you doing tonight, girl? What's happening? I'm thirsty.
We're excited to see you get into your new house at some point.
I'm so excited. Matt says, I'd love to see data comparing trends from 2004 to 2024. Heck yeah, we should run those numbers. I wouldn't even have thought. We should run those numbers.
So 2004 to 2024?
Yeah, I should do that. Nita Applebaum says, hey girl, good to see you. DLVTT says, I'm surprised the number 6% isn't higher for the area around Durango Station casino zip code. So let me go back to that and I'll put it up here for you guys.
But remember, that just opened.
Opened. Yeah, so that's the difference. And again, this is during a very low year in general for real estate. This was the zip codes. I'm going to zoom in on the next one because it's easier to see. The Durango Station Casino is right here, 89148 at the very bottom of that map. And I promise you, and 89119 is right next to her. Is it 119?
Yeah.
119 is right next to it. That one's 12% up. So I think that the people are starting to make their way there over and down. So I absolutely think by next year, you're going to see that go up to at least 20%. Yeah. That's my gut. 15, 12 to 20. Yeah.
That neighborhood's just starting to get going.
Yes,
over there.
Absolutely. Good point. Let's see. Kevin says, good stuff. Can't wait to move and explore the city. We can't wait to. Please let us know if you're coming to town. Let us know. We'll help you out. Okay. Tyson. Hey, Tyson, do me a favor. Text me at the number. I tried to reach out to you and I don't know what was going on. So I'm going to show my number here. If you could text me your information, that would be awesome. He's saying he didn't get his gift card. I've been trying to get in touch with a few people that are still lingering, but we definitely want to make sure you get your prize. So please text me.
And we got you covered. So no stress.
Text me just so I have, I don't know, maybe I sent it to the wrong email or something, but text me and we'll get you that as soon as possible. Okay. What else we got here? We got, oh my God, there's so many good comments, you guys.
Yeah.
John Harris, inflation is going down. Maybe not in the grocery stores, that's for sure. Economically speaking, the Laffer curve effect is showing the economy is doing very well. You are right. This is the best time to buy a home. John, I will pay you later for that comment. Thank you, sir.
Great comment, John. Thank you.
Sammy said, as prices go up, the less sellers will drop their price and you will lose instant equity as well. Good point, Sammy. Good point.
Exactly.
All right. Chris says, will all the new construction make a difference in the amount of available properties and lower the prices, or is demand that great? Chris, amazing question.
You guys are so smart.
God, you guys should be doing these live streams. These builders cannot keep up with demand. And we are still, what was the number you said? We're short like 4 million homes nationwide.
Well, there's 4 to 6 million people sitting on the sideline.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
Waiting for houses. You know what? I'm going to look that up for next time. How many houses were short? Because I think it's actually more than that.
You're probably right. I thought it was 4 million. The reality is that that's not helping at all. Actually, it's they're adding inventory, but we can't do it fast enough. There's way too many people moving. Now, last year we slowed down because, like I said, the interest rates got higher, but the prices still continue to go up and they still continue to build. So they do their best to kind of keep up with it, but we're still way behind, which is crazy. Let's see here. Oh, good. Miranda, I'm living in Las Vegas. It's 3 years ago now. Thanks to all your info. I've learned a lot. Miranda, Maria, thank you for watching. Miranda, reach out. If you bought a house, we want to know where. And if you didn't, we should talk about getting you a house.
Yes,
let's go.
Get you in one.
I know you may think you can't afford it. We always think that. Trust me when I tell you, you probably can. Okay. Let's see. Is it still, this is a good question. Kevin Brooks, is it still 2 years of financials after tax filings for self-employed for lending?
I love these questions.
I like this question.
Yes, it is. So it depends on the type of loan that you're doing.
There it is.
So if you're doing an FHA loan, it's going to be 2 years filing taxes, 2 years as self-employed.
Yes.
Conventional loans, most of the times it's going to be 2 years. There's some cases that possibly 1 year.
What about those bank statement loans and the loans that are
good? But bank statement loans, those are different. We've done other live streams on the bank statement loans. So if you're self-employed and you're not filing your income on your tax returns, but you're showing it go into your bank account within deposits, then we can pull the average deposit. The average bank statement is about 12 months of bank statements that we'll pull to be able to calculate your income. So we can definitely look at that.
Yes and no. So honestly, if you are a Uber driver, if you're someone who does a bunch of different, different gigs, you're a gig worker, essentially, you don't need the 2 years. You can go that route. Different rates and things like that apply to those loans. So something to consider, down payment considerations, but it's not, don't get stuck in the 20% down 2 years waiting list. Call us and we'll tell you what you can apply for. Plus you might get free money. Just saying.
Let's work that game plan, right?
All right. Let's see. Matt Smith. Matt, I'm putting you to work, my love. I'm putting you to work. He educates me.
You have a really good brain, Matt.
Man, I see something saying that we had the lowest number of houses sold last year in the past 30 years. Yep, we sure did.
Inventory,
baby. Not enough inventory, and the interest rates going up. Everybody kind of slowed down and did what they're doing, which was waiting, which they're not doing anymore, right? So once again, just want to remind you guys, we are absolutely here for you any day of the week. Unless there's 67 of you that call me in less than 4 days and I'm having a hard time catching up, but give me a grace a little bit if I haven't got back to you. Actually, I think I'm almost caught up, but that being said, so grateful. We want to keep helping you. We want to be here for you. We want to bring the hope of home ownership to you and continue to reiterate the why. And so our why is connecting with you and being able to just hear your story and find out what it is that's driving you so we can figure out the best plan for you. She's a game plan person. I'm a game plan person. It's time to get you on a game plan.
And you deserve a house.
You do. And we don't want you to wait. The cost of waiting is going to take you another almost 4.5, 5 years to make up for it. And that's a small scale representation of what it's probably going to be.
Exactly. Yeah.
History is repeating itself. We don't want you to get lost. And I don't want you to, a lot of times people like hear this and they go, I have like a hair that's tickling my ear. Like I gotta like just do this. There we go. A lot of people reach out to us and they'll say, like, I don't know, I felt so inspired by what you said. And some people feel defeated when we say, because they're in their head, they've told themselves, I can't do it. I can't do it. You can do it. You can do it. I promise.
Just make the call. It starts with that.
Yeah.
Right?
So don't be defeated by anything of what we're saying. Don't think it's too late or it's going to be. If you in your mind are telling yourself it's 2 to 5 years from now, please still make the phone calls. Please still reach out, because 2 to 5 years from now for you to be here, maybe, but 2 to 5 years now for your money to be here and for you to be earning equity, maybe not. So lots of opportunity. I'm kind of good at breaking that down.
Yeah, that was good.
Anyway, I just want to say thank you as always for you guys leaning into what we do here. I know we're a little all over the place and a little wild. I know I'm a little all over the place. I'm a little wild.
We love your wildness.
She's my anchor. Don't make her cough.
Don't make me cough.
Okay. She's the anchor. She keeps me going. There's a reason I work with Amber. She's the best in the business.
Oh no, we compliment each other. Come
Okay.
on. We got Miss Lacey over here showing you Las Vegas, bringing you.
Okay, I don't need you to. Okay,
stop.
Anyway, we're done. Goodbye. It was so nice seeing you guys. We'll see you next time. It'll be Friday at noon. Yes.
Yeah.
As long as Amber doesn't get sick or I don't get sick.
I'm better now.
We're better now.
Yeah.
Isn't that a song? I'm better now. I got to figure out that song. Anyway, we got to go. This is going too long. Love you guys. We'll see you on Friday. Bye.